You half expected your memories to return once you were free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
On dirait que j'ai survécu à cet enfer. Je ferais mieux de trouver de quoi survivre pour le moment.
You drink in the pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs. With your hands close to this body, you know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face. With a shake of your head, you can hear your own blood throbbing in your ears. There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Mais qu'est-ce qui me prend? Eh mais ça serait pas la fille qui était enfermée dans le caisson?
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
J'espérais justement que vous pourriez me le dire.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Vous avez une idée de l'endroit où nous sommes?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
Comment ça, nous? Vous voulez qu'on reste ensemble?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Entendu. Allons-y.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
More of those wretched things.
Essayons de passer discrètement.
Breathe quiet. Move with care. Don't mind if I do. Better stay back. One strike could be lethal.
What's next, I wonder?
Where do I go from here? Into the bloody fray. Ignition!
Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Il y a un autre survivant par là-bas.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Sans problème, écartez-vous.
There. Can you see it? Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need him alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod? You son of a...
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Ce sont les larves des flagellants mentaux. Elles nous ont reliés.
The worm. Of course. That explains things. Somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Heureux de voir que ce petit malentendu est dissipé.
Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Je suis dans un triste état, mais je crois bien que je m'appelle Scar.
A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms?
Oui, malheureusement. Ils vont nous transformer en flagelleurs mentaux.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Vous devriez m'accompagner. Ensemble, nos chances de succès sont plus grandes que chacun de son côté.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right, I accept. Lead on.
Astarion's an interesting find. Let's hope any future acquaintances don't hold a blade to your throat by way of introduction.
There. A mind flayer. And it's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere. Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide. You feel the creature's thoughts stumble against your magic, your will to resist. The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
On ferait mieux de quitter cet endroit. Il n'y a plus rien ici.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Tiens, on dirait que ce gobelin mort avait des rations de survie sur lui.
What's going on with that room? Looks unstable somehow.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
A hand? Anyone?
The magic around the sigil hisses like a cornered cat. Your only option now is to grab the hand and pull.
That's it! Go on! Keep pulling! Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
Inutile de vous excuser. Ça va?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the North Lloyd as well.
Laissez tomber le nautiloïde. Ce qui m'interpelle, c'est comment vous avez fait pour vous retrouver dans ce rocher.
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
À vrai dire, je n'en ai pas la moindre idée.
Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not?
Je n'aurais pas dit mieux.
No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceremorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Hélas, non.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Excellente idée. Si ça vous dit de vous joindre à moi, ce sera avec plaisir.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
So, we've picked up a wizard who managed to get stuck in his own portal. Hardly a promising introduction.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Ne vous en faites pas, je vais me débarrasser d'eux d'une manière ou d'une autre.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
Remember how keen she was to leave me to die in the Nautiloid? We can't trust her.
Cette créature est dangereuse. Sauvez-vous, je m'en charge.
He's right. Let's go. We need to check out that blast.
Une explosion? Comment ça?
You didn't hear it? Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
J'ai besoin de soins au plus vite. Où se trouve donc ce campement?
Northwest. Look for Nettie. Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are goblin traps everywhere.
Nymessa, come.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Dites s'il vous plaît.
Never.
Accrochez-vous bien, ça va secouer.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
Un simple merci ne serait pas de refus.
You may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
Une crèche? De quoi s'agit-il au juste?
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gaith tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
Très bien. Faisons route ensemble et essayons de trouver cette crèche.
You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Half-elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A creche must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
A Githyanki joining our company. Not a collaboration I'd have anticipated, but a welcome one nonetheless.
I am enjoying the latest addition to our little group. Lae'zel is delightful. In a very look at me twice and I'll dismember you kind of way, of course.
Il va bientôt faire nuit. Il faudrait trouver un endroit pour poser un campement. Voilà qui devrait faire l'affaire pour passer la nuit. Je ferais mieux d'aller parler aux autres. On risque de voyager ensemble un petit moment. Autant faire connaissance.
A monster forms inside us, and you think to be idle. I knew your kind to be fragile, but I didn't foresee the severity. Be quick about your rest. We must locate a creche.
Au contraire, il faut prendre le temps de bien se reposer. La fatigue est le pire ennemi du combattant.
A thick-headed notion in a complex circumstance. Do you suppose the parasites inside us dare to rest? That the Gaith do not still pursue us with each peal of the bell? Take your rest. I will stand watch. Should a single tentacle split your skull, I will not hesitate to end you.
Your gift friend seems on edge. Mustn't relish the thought of sprouting tentacles. Understandable. Can't say I'm a fan either. It's just hard to join in when all of this feels so new. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns. Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel.
Vous devriez essayer. Il nous faudra être en pleine forme demain.
I'm in no place to rest yet. Today has been a lot. I need some time to think things through. To process this. You sleep. I'll keep watch.
Merci. Je dormirai mieux en le sachant.
The pleasure is all mine. Sweet dreams.
Doing the rounds, are you? You'd better get some rest. What were you two talking about?
Que voulez-vous dire?
You and that Gith Yankee.
Nous étions juste en train de discuter de nos options.
I see. I'd be careful with Lae'zel.
Vous ne lui faites pas confiance?
She's not of this world. I'd be surprised if our interests remained aligned. Let's hope we rapidly find a healer. You seem reliable. I think you know how important it is that we find someone who can cure us. Best if we focus on that.
Je suis d'accord. Plus vite on trouvera quelqu'un qui soit en mesure de nous aider, mieux ce sera.
Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
Go to hell.
J'ai fait quelque chose pour mériter un tel accueil?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. I'm just poorly making a point. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial.
Qu'est-ce qui vous préoccupe, Gail?
Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
Je ne suis pas trop inquiet. Nous arriverons bien à trouver de l'aide.
That's the spirit. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Il est temps d'aller dormir.
As you writhe with sickly dreams, a deep dread floods you. Though you have a tadpole, you know your broken mind is not like the others who bear the worm. A few scraps of the past come back to you now and then, and you can never quite tell where the knowledge comes from. Inexplicable, violent yearnings overwhelm all other thoughts. Who could you possibly be to be their vessel? once. But now, you recall waking up, hearing the pounding war drum of blood. How much you treasured the sight of the first corpse you touched. There must be a way through this red fog. As you fall asleep, you are a shivering and shaking mess.